I'll stop my video maybe.
All right, great stuff. Hopefully everyone can hear me and see me. Welcome wherever you're listening, and then on YouTube or in Gather, or maybe you're listening to this long after this has passed, in which case, good to see you here as well. Thank you, firstly, for everyone coming to the NF Core Hackathon. This is the final meeting that we'll do. This is the wrap up. So we're going to go through the different groups like we have the last couple of days, talking about what everyone has achieved in the last 3 days, focusing on today. And then we'll come back to me at the end and I'll do a little kind of wrap up summary of some of the fun bits. And most importantly, I'll tell everyone who the winners are for the different competitions and who's going to get NF Core ducks in the post. So with that, I'm going to pass over to Fran, who's going to tell us all about the documentation team.
Thank you.
Fran, you're muted.
Okay, okay.
Hi. So this time, hopefully, no other technical issues. So thank you, everyone who was in the documentations team. I'm very impressed. I told everyone to add their progress to the progress slides, but that is the only thing that didn't really work. So I give a little summary. We had 36 issues or PRs that got labeled with done in this time. And I managed to put them into different groups. One group was created for this hackathon, which got the most, actually. The other one was created during the hackathon, which was still quite a few. But surprisingly, a large amount actually got created for the hackathon a year ago. So great on actually finally getting these issues to close. So these are the ones that are done, but actually there's a few more that are pretty much done. That are currently in review, and we're waiting either for the final lints to lint checks to be done, or just like a person pressing a button basically saying that this is done. So this is 12 more issues that can be solved very, very quickly. And then we only have 8 issues that are still officially in progress. So super good for everyone. We basically worked on pretty much everything we wanted to. So, and one of those is mine. So I'm at fault here. For me, the highlights were basically that we have a lot of documentations that will help people to work on pipelines. Like we have now documentation on how to contribute on existing pipelines, how to use and install Prettier, how to use the pipeline schema properly, these kind of things. I was really glad to see that for beginners like myself, there's like more documentation available now. So that is it from my side. And now I will hand over to Matthias.
I'm just going to say, but by the number of GitHub tabs you have open in your browser window there, we can see how much reviewing you've been doing as well. So that was awesome work from the documentation team.
Yes, hello from me from the infrastructure team, website part. Sophia worked on parameters, like the link icon next to parameter, which is finally merged. Looked into some other issues where we still need to figure stuff out. Nicola was working on adding the module usage examples to every modules page on F-Core, actually already for the new website rewrite. And Adrien got his PR merged. So we have now tests for creation of tests for sub workflows. Then I actually got to do a bit of work on the schema, the YAML schema validation for the meta YAMLs in the tools command and the modules linting command. So we are almost there now. I just need to fix a few, one more test, then it should be good. Kartik was still working on the schema, converting nulls to none. Fabian was adding stuff to the PyTest fixtures to make the tests faster, which is really needed and will be really nice. And Hatem added profiles for Google. And James tried to sneak in documentation for something very important, the partial alignment format, which we all know and love, is that you need to add enough white spaces that everything is very nicely aligned. So thank you, James, for that documentation. But now over to London and Google.
Do you want to? Shall we share your screen, or will you?
I
pass
can
the slide?
keep sharing screen. You just say next slide.
Hello, everyone. Right, so we've kind of been in stealth mode the past couple of days, mostly because we didn't know whether we could achieve this. So for a long time, next slide, please. For a long time, what we've been doing on NF Core is actually doing full-size tests on AWS, and that's been awesome because we've been able to test these pipelines in the cloud, which typically you can't do otherwise. And so, as a result of Isha and Adam starting in the team, it's a crazy sort of welcome into the team, starting at the hackathon. But they've absolutely just smashed everything. So Isha was working on GCP. Hatem gave us tons of credits whilst we were here to start using these accounts and testing on NF Core. And so we've created a compute environment in NF Core for now, which is just a placeholder. In the future. We'll have a more permanent option, hopefully. But then, yeah, Isha started testing on GCP via the NF Core on various test profiles. Just to see that we could get it working. Next slide, please. Adam done the same thing on Azure. He's got tons of experience with Azure, and so it's just been awesome having it. As you know, we got credits from Azure in September, about $25,000 in credits from them, which we haven't really put through paces because we've not known what time of day it is really with Azure. But Adam knows his way around that stuff, and so he's set it up in half a day basically and done all of the same stuff and tested it out. Next slide, please. And then Rob and I were working on the bane of our existence, which is GitHub Actions, and rewriting all of the existing AWS CI tests to make them more generic to run on any cloud vendor. And so this turned into a bit of a crazy rabbit hole where things were breaking for unobvious reasons. But we've spent pretty much the best part of today fixing all of that up, adding secrets to the NF Core account, adding workflow dispatch logic that allows you to either run all of the tests, full-size tests on all the cloud providers, or for you to be able to select which cloud provider you'd like to run the tests on, a bit like what we've got already, but in this way allowing you to select where you'd like to run them. We even added a custom runner, so we used Adam's Azure magic to add custom runners because the CI tests weren't running and we needed to get this done before having this conversation right now. So we managed to get that done, and we're in a state now where our NA-seq is ready to go with these CI tests. We just need to test once we've merged into master because we can't test a couple of things until we've done that. And then once we've done that, it's great. So next slide, please. This is what it looks like. This is the testing. So I'm not sure how clearly you can see this, but so our NA-seq runs 2 tests for Salmon and for RSEM. And we can now see in Tower via the integration and the GitHub Actions that the full-size tests are being triggered on all 3 cloud providers for both of those different options. So yeah, this is a massive step forward for us to test NF Core pipelines on all of these different clouds. When this is stabilized, we'll push it to the template and hopefully make it available for everyone. That's it from us. Thank you.
Back to Tübingen with the infrastructure team. We just a quick summary. We were in total 17 team members with fluctuation with like documentation and stuff like that, and other groups. And main thing is a lot happened in tools with 37 PRs merged and 27 issues closed, and more closed and merged than opened. So we go out with the minors, which is good in this case. And on the website, there were 8 PRs merged and 3 issues closed. There, it's more of an equilibrium between opened and merged issues. And I guess that was it almost from us, because we also had some smaller achievements. We have the team win of the quiz. We broke GitHub, we broke Kahoot, and we broke the tests. So we're not running. So success from the infrastructure team, everything was not working. That I wish you a good evening, and on to who's next? Is it you, Ulrike?
I think Maxime, but I
Oh, Maxime, let's see.
I cannot share the screen while you're still sharing the screen. Thank you. Stop, and we are the module. So I let Adam presenting the module.
Great. Very pleased to talk to you today about the progress that's been made on modules, and thank you to all of you who've contributed on this. I want to just start with a wrap up around those of us that have been working on imaging, and really a very thank you from us from welcoming us microscopists and image analysis into this NF Core community. It's really exciting to be joining you and to bringing imaging to NF Core. In imaging, the team largely over in the Teaming Insight have started at least 11 modules now, and several of these are either merged or lined up for merge once we can get through tests and get our way through the merge queue. And this gives us a place we've almost got the pieces we would need for a draft workflow for multiplex imaging processing using key NF Core, using all NF Core modules. And this sets us on our sort of longer term roadmap of bringing our MC micro pipeline into NF Core. So a huge shout out to everyone who's worked on that. And thank you for all of us who've held our hands, reviewed and advised us on that. And thank you to everyone here. And if you want to learn more about bringing imaging to NF Core, you can join us now on the new microscopy channel. It's got folks from the MC Micro pipeline, from Genelia, from MLEBI, and we look forward to talking more about this. Number of modules, I won't bore you with the statuses on here, but we've made really good progress, particularly on getting test data sets set up, in getting modules merged, and getting test pass and all sorts of things like this. And these do key processes in multiplex imaging, like core subtraction, background subtraction, registration, and cell segmentation. We've also, on the sequencing side, got continued growth here. There are 9 new modules that started work on just today. So I think there's huge progress going to be going on after the hackathon. Thank you to all who've worked on these, and progress still going on 15 more modules. Some of these merge, some of these tests complete, and really getting very close to merging. So congratulations to all who've worked on these as well. We've really expanded the suite of modules that are going to be available here. And that's from me, just to say thank you to all who have worked on modules during the hackathon. It's been an absolutely great time. Thanks. I can stop the share and pass back.
No, that's still because that's still us. So let's share again. Sorry about that. And now about like the sub workflow. So sub workflow, thank you everyone again to work on the sub workflow. What Edmond did was to add some more CI so that we can finally facilitate the usage of NF test. So at some point, will be super happy when we manage to do that. That will be nice. That's not something that we will be able to do right now, but that's a good first step, to be able to switch completely to that and ditch PyTest. So I think that's a good thing for everyone. And then the situation, I guess, was a bit slower for the sub workflow today. So I have 2 sub workflow for Cell Ranger and 1 sub workflow fixing the index handling in BAM sub workflow. And I think that's all for the sub workflow team. But thank you very much to all of the different contributors, because that's been huge stuff. And as usual, people have been shifting in between teams. So yes. Thank you, everyone. So back to you, Phil, I guess.
No, it's me.
Oh, sorry,
Pipeline.
the pipeline. Yes, of course.
The most important one. No. All right. So we are working on pipelines, of course, and James has made up the shocking of gifts in this presentation. In total, we had 8 new pipelines worked on today. So I counted everything as a new pipeline that doesn't have a first release, but some of them have been around for a little bit now. Then we also had 3 pipelines that are non-NF Core pipelines, but I think they either converted to follow the NF Core or Nextflow standard, or completely converted to Nextflow. So that's pretty awesome. And then we had 10 existing pipelines, and 2 of them are converted to DSL2. So for the new pipelines, we have Pangenome, and looks like Simon made bunches of progress today by updating tests and adding new local modules. Variant catalog is actually ready for the first release review. It just needs a little bit more documentation, and we can then hopefully release it really soon. Viral integration is also getting ready for its first release. So we have a bunch of the new pipelines will soon be migrated to the old pipelines in the next hackathon. MetaPep as well has made bunches of progress, it looks like, been moved to the end of core repository, a bunch of issues solved. So great work there. And same for Spinning Jenny, which was proposed, I think, on Monday, and then looks like it was immediately worked on, and so much stuff was done already. And we now know it's a pipeline. It's actually a non-bioinformatics pipeline, probably one of the first ones, and it's for models and economics. Then we have the Lightsheet Recon pipeline, which is also part of the imaging pipelines. And as I think it was mentioned already, there's a new microscopy channel to discuss everything microscopy related. And also Conrad managed to fix the Nextflow bug. So congratulations to that. Yeah, we have another new pipeline, the BAM2+Q pipeline, that is also almost ready for the pseudo PR for the release. Nice work, Susanne. Oh, and something happened here on the slides, but MacMap and SemiSec both had a lot of stuff done in the last few days. I think the MacMap was especially worked on in Tübingen, and everybody was making many, were able to solve many issues here. Yeah, then we come to the non-NF core pipelines. So we have the ensemble sequence pipeline. I'm not so sure what the pipeline is about, but we're modifying dependencies and then also starting to work on Nextflow processes. So nice work. We have the aquatic symbiosis co-biont check pipeline. Yeah, I don't actually know what the pipeline is about, but really nice work. And we have a cosmic CMC pipeline. I think it's one of the cancer genomics pipelines, but yeah, maybe we need to check out the repository here. Then we have bunches of old pipelines that need bug fixes and feature requests and template merges and all these things. Oh, and of course, DSL2 conversion. So dual RNA-seq has been on a really good way to be ready for a DSL2 release. Same for eager. I think yesterday and on Monday, there were many more successes, but we still need to get a few reviews in and finish some of these issues here. Zarek, we've made a little progress on some small issues, but also Alison wrote some really nice documentation for ASCAD. So thank you a lot for that. ViroRecon is getting a new sub-workflow for Freya for wastewater variant analysis. That's really cool. Tax Profiler has been working on fixing issues with Sophia, Lily, and James. And also a bunch of things are ready for review. So it looks like we need to do a few more reviews in the next few days to get everything merged. Protein Fold has made progress for the gel view visualization. AmpliSec is also able to merge some of their things from, I think, that were still under review yesterday or Monday. Similar for FuncScan. And then the last 2 pipelines, I think, are TAC-seq and RNA-seq. So Björn worked on supporting some optional data, and RNA-seq had a release by, I'm guessing, Harshal. So yay, congrats to that. As a summary, we had, I think, at least 42 team members, but I have the feeling it was probably quite a few more that just didn't end up in the slides. There were about 25 pipelines worked on, or at least those were the pipelines that ended up in the HackMD slides. 2 new pipelines started. We've had for the first time 3 non-NF core pipelines being worked on. Quantum S and RNA-seq had releases. Quantum S directly on Monday morning. And we in total completed 31 issues. 6 are ready for review, on 33 are in progress. And I think there are probably many more issues that just didn't end up on the project board, which we used for counting here. So James made these slides. So yeah, good job, everyone. I'm looking forward to the next hackathon, and I hope everyone had as much fun as we did in Tübingen, either online or in one of the other hubs.
Amazing. And thank you, James, for making the slides. Awesome. Right, is everyone finished, or have I forgotten anyone? Speak up now, otherwise I'm going to go into the final stretch. Okay. Firstly, yeah, so to reiterate, thank you very much for all of your hard work, everyone. It's a huge amount of work. This final wrap up is always one of the most difficult to do because everyone's like frantically putting in things at last minute, and everyone's doing our slides with like 2 minutes before the deadline. I'm no exception. Also wanted to point out that due to the nature of this hackathon, both it's the biggest we've ever done by a large margin, also the fact that we've got all the different distributed sites. I know that some of the sites you've had slightly different focus. So some sites have been working on getting set up in the local infrastructures, more introductory work for Nextflow and NF Core. Other sites have been working on more like local specific projects, like some of the projects being worked on in Cambridge. And I think probably quite a lot of work has not ended up in these wrap-ups. So if you're watching these talks just now and thinking, oh, everything I did in the last 3 days has not been mentioned, we want to know, and it's not too late. So please do tell us in the Slack channels, because we will write up a blog post about this event in the next week or two. So there's still time to like get everything together, and that usually a lot of stuff comes out of the woodwork as the dust settles. So we want to hear about what you've worked on, what you've done in your contributions. So please do tell us. Right, I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully everyone can see this, no problem. So my talk's just a little bit fun, really, and a bit of a retrospective on the past few days from my point of view. So I kicked off the introduction with some statistics about who's joining the hackathon. Some of these stats have changed a little bit. This is the one that's had the most drastic change. So everyone here, you are now officially part of the NF Core community. So welcome. Thank you for being part of our hackathon. And I hope that you come back for future events and boost up that section of this pie chart saying people have been before. It's been a lot of fun. We hit a few, we've hit quite a lot of milestones. One of the ones that flagged up was the number of people that are part of our GitHub organization. This number is always pretty low because you don't actually have to be part of the GitHub organization NF Core to do most things. You have to be part of the organization to be assigned to pull requests and to do pull request reviews, things like that. So, but we've hit 700 people now, which is massive. So these are 700 highly engaged people working on this and actually developing code for NF Core. So that's really significant, I think. If you're not part of the GitHub organization and you've never really thought about it, there's a Slack channel called GitHub Invites where you can go and ask and post your GitHub username, and we can add you, and then you can start assigning yourself to issues and pull requests and all that kind of stuff. So really cool. And I think we're about 5,500 on Slack now, and I was wondering if we were going to hit 6 during this event, and we got pretty close. So I reckon another 2 or 3 weeks and we'll be probably 6,000 people on the NF Core Slack, which is crazy. Right, the important stuff. Onto the socials and highlights and also, of course, who won. So I'm going to start off with the winners because I don't want to keep you waiting too long. So I'm going to start off with the bingo, actually. So the bingo was these bingo boards where everyone got a different board with different cards and you had to tick off as silly things happened. And the winners were these people. I'm not going to read out everyone's names every time because it's going to take ages and I'm going to just embarrass myself. These are the times of day yesterday that the bingos were won. So no one won it on day 1 and all the winners came in on day 2 out of 3, and Rika just pipped the winner at 10:19 in the morning. But she's told me she's already got 20 NF Core ducks, so I'm not sure we're going to send her another one. So I thought we'd add in a 4th place here. So Nicholas, who's just snuck in at the end there. So congratulations to all of you with your excellent bingo skills. send us me or someone in the core team your details in the Slack message, or we'll follow up with you and we'll get something in the post. So congratulations everyone who did the bingo, and also congratulations to everyone who managed to get a bingo but not onto the leaderboard. The socks. So I know some people had some doubts about Maxime's performance at hiding socks this time around, but I think they did all end up hidden in the end, and not all of them quite as easy as the one in this screen grab, with all the scooters, all the racing cars stuck on it. But yeah, thank you, Maxime, for putting loads of time into hiding all these and sorting up Gathertown. Much appreciated. I think in the end there are 10 pairs of socks to be found, if I'm not mistaken. And the winners to find those 10 were these people. So Matthias is the winner, number 1, but all 3 of you will get a duck in the post. So congratulations. And is it this or someone in Germany who was very sad to not get there in time? I'm sorry, but I think you work with James, right? So maybe he can give you a duck if you plead hard enough. So awesome work. Right, the Kahoot quiz. Most of you were, well, a lot of you were there, so you'll seen the results already. But for anyone who missed it, the results are, had 143 people joining the quiz simultaneously. I know that some sites did this async, but unfortunately we couldn't really include you in the results here. So 143 people all at once answering the same questions. And these are our winners. Congratulations, everybody. We'll follow up with you for a duck. Right, onto the photos. When I started putting these slides together, I thought I'd just do kind of highlights through the 3 days, and I started trying to group them and stuff, but it got more and more random as we went on. So in the end, we just got a bunch of photos arbitrarily picked. My apologies. But amazing work, everyone who contributed a photo on this Slack channel for all the different challenges. I think there's only like 2 or 3 challenges out of all of them which had no answers, which is amazing because we put in a lot. I wasn't sure quite what the response would be. Yeah, I think it's been one of my highlights of this hackathon is looking through all the photos of everyone doing crazy stuff. So here we have the London site being an NF Core apple, I believe, on or a logo on the left hand side, and Harshal doing a signature selfie face. We should trademark that phrase as well. What have we done here? Oh yeah, we've got the very difficult hackathon hangman over on the left in Stockholm, and I don't know what was going on. Apparently this is a social activity, a planking contest or something in Germany. What did I put next? Oh yeah, this was the funniest jokes challenge. This is my favorite. I've now told this to most of the people I know. Yeah, I thought that was a very good job. Was it Adam who did that one? Excellent job. Suitably nerdy. We had here we've got the team in Brazil on the left, all pulling our cheesiest grins, but then that dirtiest monitor that made me sad. That did. That was that was impressive. But that was one of the challenges. Photo of the dirtiest computer screen you could find. But then I thought there's another challenge about who had the most stickers, and that sort of made up for it for me. So hopefully Marcel will lend you a screen wipe. Great work. What did I do next? Yeah, we've got some pictures from Gathertown. We've got some fluffy dogs. Got people really acing it on their avatars there, like for like. Got Maxime on a beach, and I think Rika's coffee cup. Don't know why I put that there. Favorite coffee cups. Got some apples. Got fans Apple logo. Matthias's pixel artwork. We've got some Apple cores up, posted on laptops and things. Great job, everyone. I've got some nice sunsets and some fluffy animals. Always see all the animals joining in the activities. Things started getting a bit more random at this point. We've got some temporary tattoos from these were from the summit last year in Barcelona. One of the freebies we gave away in the gift packs was some little temporary tattoos. So that's what the Brazilian crew are rocking up in the top right there. We got lots of photos of people enjoying their pizzas, which is very good to see. I'm glad that's worked out for everyone who's done that already. More pizzas, more stickers. Hopefully everyone is sorted on the pizzas or will be sorted soon. Team down in South Africa there. Okay, set up with stickers. That's the most important thing. And Edinburgh top right, Barcelona, Germany. And I put in a quick a few of the group photos at the end for those of them who for the people who managed to get outside and take a photo of their local sites. I don't have everyone here by any means, and some were coming in with mere seconds to go before I started presenting. So apologies if I missed anyone. I think these guys are, as Francesco says, Italy, I guess. I've got some Poland here. Also, top works on the whiteboard drawings, guys. I'm seriously impressed there. Oh, that was a bit low res, sorry. My bad. I think that's people in Germany and Tübingen. Who have we got here? Oh, I should have looked up where everyone's from first. Sorry, I'm not sure which site this is. Anyone going to help me in Stockholm? No. You can tell me in Slack, sorry. This is the French crew. How long must this have taken? Those are all race cars, and we're quite zoomed out here. So some serious effort on the kind of town space there. I'm really impressed. That must have taken a long time and a lot of accurate driving. Yeah, good work. Special mention to the crew in Cambridge, the Wellcome Trust Sanger Institute, and EBI and all the folks on the Genome campus down there. Amazing turnout. So big thanks especially to Priyanka who organised that site. I hope you all had a brilliant time and are thoroughly hooked now on Nextflow and NF Core. I hope you got lots done. That's amazing. And final one, I thought my personal favorite photo of the whole scavenger hunt, I think there's got to be these guys in Tübingen or rocking out with the air guitar. It made me chuckle when I saw this. It's not just doing air guitar, but doing it in such a picturesque location. Excellent work. Loads of photos I haven't done. Go and take a look on the scavenger channel if you haven't. Yeah, really happy things. Right, and just to finish up, a few little reminders. We've got the survey for the Nextflow and NF Core survey, which we do every year. I posted the link in Slack as well. It's a long one. Please do go and fill it in if you haven't. It really, really helps. We've got the dates for the next events. So it will be in Barcelona and Boston. We're going to have both an NF Core hackathon and summit. I haven't actually confirmed this, but I assume that it's definitely going to be in person at those sites, and I assume that we'll have at least some online component for some of them. But please do book off those dates in your diary. And for things like that, those kinds of questions where I'm not quite sure, please head over to this website and tap in your email address, and we'll send you any updates when we have them. We did the quick, very badly organized tower demo for Harshal, just for anyone who is interested. If you missed it or if you didn't know what's happening or anything, we've got another one coming up in April where you can go and sign up and join. Yeah, and that's it for all the notices, I think. Big thank you to all of our sponsors. Chan Zuckerberg Initiative funded us through the Central Open Source for Science grants. Secura Labs helped out with funding for the pizza along with CZI grants and big supporters of our community. And as Harshal mentioned, all of the three cloud providers helping us out with credits for cloud compute so that we can automate all of our testing for all of this pipelines, which makes a huge difference. So thank you. And thank you to the amazing core team, and also thank you to the amazing local site organizers. We could not have done this without you, obviously. Really, really happy to see so many people getting involved in helping us organize these events. It's been really, really nice to see. Okay, with that, I'd like to say thank you one last time. Hope to see you in October or before, and come back and merge your pull requests if you haven't done before then. Thanks for all of your efforts, and yeah, just great stuff. Cheers, everyone.